Oh, Derby Docks, they are struggling with the weather. They have got the rubber base down that far, but the rest of it still waiting. I mean, it's been down to like -5 and really cold, so things are put back a bit. The actual basketball court's virtually finished. There's a strange thing there which I can't work out. Got one this end as well, what that's supposed to be. There is a sign up there I can't quite read. Don't climb on the framework. Got to be 20-foot tall to be able to read it. Well, the amount of stuff they've got to... these are bags here of the rubber for the play area, and hundreds of the damn things. Well, I did see this big trench last week down Goddard Street, and they've done it again, haven't they? All this, when we recorded it, was cobbles, and what they've done, they've stuck a bit of bloody bitumen in, so there's part of our heritage gone again. And this is supposed to be a heritage site, so they shouldn't be getting away with doing that. Well, we're on Asda car park, and we've got this new centre. You sign up online, and then you come along, they test your DNA, height, weight, cholesterol and various other things. It's part of a research project. Some of the results you get straight away, obviously your height and weight and what have you, are fairly straightforward. But they also do DNA, and that could take 2 years to get the results. So you can't come and just sign up, you have to go online and sign up, and then you can pop along to an appointment. Well, I can see the limelight's still got the scaffolding up. Most of the roof seems to be done now. And we've got a big sign here, if you can see in the daylight, welcome to Blitz. Most of the brickwork's finished now, certainly on this bottom end. The scaffolding's gone, with a little bit of scaffolding so they can work from the top, but most of the scaffolding's gone and most of the work's been done. I'm just looking at the end of the car park. We've got these bits here where they're supposed to be putting grass, moss. So we've got 1, 2, 3. And the fourth one's concreted behind it. Whether that's a mistake or not. Top end, all the scaffolding's down now, because that was holding the job up, because the scaffolding at the bottom is where they want to make concrete. Now putting scaffolding on top of the roof, presumably to do some work. So they should be able to crack on now getting the concrete down. Well, the limelight, if you're close to you can't see, but when you're a fair distance away you can see the roof's all been done now. It's all got skylights in and everything. Well, we are up at McLaren Street. And they're doing the play area here. Lots of noise. And there's lots of big holes going in. Plenty of activity. been quite a regeneration with this area because we've got all the new footpaths and new seats and God knows what. You can see all the new paths, and what they're doing today, all the way along the roadside, they're putting in, looks like beech trees. So eventually it's going to be a complete row of trees, and busy putting them in today. All the way along. After all the rain and snow, we've got plenty of floods everywhere. Some of them, this is fairly deep one down Broad Street. Well, down Broad Street with the new hairdressers, or fairly new hairdressers, Baileys, to both men and women. You can see the we can see it very well. No, I can't see very well on here the prices, and they do both ladies and gentlemen. So nice and warm. Can have a warm if nothing else. So it is now open. So if you want to come along and get your hair cut. Well, we've got Virgin Media again digging the road up and messing about. But they came last week and totally wiped out Zoom. Whether they pulled the cables or something, but we had 4 Zoom vans trying to crack the problem. The corner of Market Street, we've now got an Infinity mini market. It used to be a record shop, this. I don't know how long this market's been there. Well, they are cracking on with McDonald's, but there's nothing you can really see yet. Apart from the fact they've got pipes, and more flaming pipes. And there's no sort of building at the moment. Whatever happened to Argos? Because months and months ago they said it was going to be a charity shop, but nothing seems to have happened in the meantime. I just got a couple of brickies working on the end bit. It looks as though they've put like a white stone on the top. All very posh, but it's virtually finished. They're just sort of finishing off the last bit. The Delamere House is just a tiny little bit of scaffolding left. So it has been confirmed that Cheshire East are going to close the Sandbach offices, so it's almost certain that they will be moving into here. So you might actually be able to get hold of somebody. Well, we've got an Ernie out again, so we can't see much action inside, but the scaffolding's down, so they should be able to start laying the concrete now, but most everything's freezing, so that won't help anything at all. So we can see there's not much action. There's one guy over there doing something, but it's not masses of action. Plenty of pipes hanging about. Well, the road seems to have been completed now. There's a couple of guys asleep on there, but there's virtually nothing going on. I mean, the big problem now is the weather, isn't it? Limited to what you can do when it's below freezing. And coming up to Christmas, they'll probably have a long holiday, won't they? So we're not going to see anything spectacular happening. Well, this tanning centre's something that's not changed in donkey's years. I did the original Crewe, the ghost town, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And nothing's ever happened to this tanning centre. It's quite a big place. And what's quite interesting is this pole here with what seems to be Wi-Fi. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but certainly looks like Wi-Fi, doesn't it? Well, down at Flag Lane, where this wood, they're proposing to make a adventure playground. Whether they're going to cut any trees down, and you can see there's a very clear path there, because a lot of people have been using it as a BMX track unofficially. If you look at the general state of it, and it walks through to the town, and you see all the floor is covered with brambles or other vegetation. Obviously something kids bent that so they can get in. There's evidence of swings there. It nearly broke my neck because the path's not right. I don't know whether we can actually see over the back there that so it has been used for a long time as a kiddie made BMX track. But you can see the whole ground is littered with weeds and what have you. And it's been a wonderful little place. There used to be the railway line near it, of running through it, because this comes out in Dunwoody Way. So it'd be interesting to see what they're proposing, what they can do for the wildlife. And it's when they do it as well, isn't it? Because they can't go chopping things down if the birds are nesting. So it'll be interesting to see how things go with it. Now, to give some scale of the woodland, that over there is where we just were, and the woodland actually goes all the way past the Crossfield Club, and it just gets denser and denser. And there's some interesting drops and things here. So it's actually sort of a heritage site in a way, because it's been like this since the railway closed it down, before like Morrison and places like that were built. Well, Chester Street's closed again, or at least traffic controlled, because we've got freedom, 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 freedom and freedom. Whoever freedom are, they're making a right mess of the thing. And all vans are breeding for freedom. Well, we're here in the market hall about the new proposed wildlife or whatever park by Flag Lane, and these ladies and gentlemen are going to tell us all about it.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're here to talk to people about Flag Lane Adventure Playground, which is a proposed playground in a woodland site in the centre of Crewe, and it's a partnership between Wild Rumpus, who are an outdoor arts organisation, not for profit, Cheshire Wildlife Trust, and Flag Lane Baths, so the development to convert the old baths into a community hub. So the idea is that we're creating a wildlife-focused, art-focused adventure playground, which isn't a playground as you might imagine, so no fixed structures, an after-school provision for children with trained play workers, free to use, so it'll be completely funded, and it's a space for children to lead their own play, so loose parts play for building structures, play workers to help children use tools in a safe environment, lots of materials like rope and wood, and pallets and all sorts of things to allow the children to play freely and create their own games and structures. So we're just here today to kind of tell people about it and speak to people about how they feel it might benefit the community, get some thoughts and ideas, answer any questions.
Right, the first question everybody's asking, are you going to chop down all the trees?
No, we're not going to chop down any trees.
No trees will be chopped down.
Unless there was a tree that was unsafe.
Yeah.
And it was going to be unsafe to have children.
It's going from
space.
Flag Lane, how far? 'Cause the original woodland goes from Flag Lane right the way to town. But now a bit of it's on the retail park. So you're just going from Flag Lane to the club.
So the footprint of the woodland is a P shape, the woodland site, and initially we would just take the top of the P, so the kind of square area really.
The bit by Flag Lane.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. And the idea is that this would, that the site would develop along with the use of it. So as the children play and as the trained play workers are using the site, we would constantly look at the best way to use it, but that we wouldn't be using the thinner stretch of the woodland initially. So that would be left as it, I mean, it'll all be, you know, we're not disturbing the current kind of wildlife in terms of the trees and the shrubs and the plant life. But
what about, because it's sort of covered in brambles and all sorts of things, so will that be made safe? Because it's not really safe at the moment.
Yeah, anything that would be a problem in terms of children playing safely would be looked at, but not in a way that's destructive. Our aim is for it to be a wildlife focused adventure playground, so very much working in tune with the wildlife as opposed to...
So what would be the time scale? Because we don't want the wildlife disturbed if they're nesting, do we?
No, so the project involves Cheshire Wildlife Trust, so there'll be a management plan. We've been in, had a look, there's different invasive species in there, so yeah, it's really important that we work with wildlife. Obviously those invasive species wouldn't have been there without people, so it's about managing it properly for wildlife, and that's at the forefront of the plans for everything we're doing.
Did you find any snakes?
Not yet, no.
There has been snakes in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
the other thing, what about the BMX tracks? That's cool.
Well, we know that people have been using it.
As a BMX track, yeah.
Yeah, but which is exciting because we feel like it's already a space that children feel that they want to use, so it feels like a positive thing. What we're trying to do through the consultation is to find out more about things like that, so how it's being used now, how it's been used in the past, the fact that it's not open access at the moment, so actually do people want to be able to use it more and in a different way. So I guess it's about having conversations about whether that could
I've just been there and some of the railings have been bent so the kids can get in with ropes hanging from trees and various other things.
Yeah, but that is kind of along the lines of the ethos of an adventure playground, that it's child-led.
Yeah.
And it's tricky to have a BMX track alongside 6-year-old children playing, but it's about trying to make sure that the children that are using it, or the teenagers that are currently using it, there's a way in which they can continue to use it, as opposed to us saying we want to shut people out of it.
Yeah, I mean, years ago they used to have adventure playgrounds everywhere, didn't they? And then they all stopped because health and safety came in, didn't it? So what sort of problems are you looking for there?
I think part of what we want to do is to go back to the days when actually
you could go out and get mucky and climb trees.
Exactly, and you know, sort of risk taking in a safe environment is encouraged, because actually risk taking is something that enables children to learn and to grow and to develop. It's really important. There's so many studies about how important it is for kids to have free play and be able to take risks within a safe environment.
Well, we want a new hat, so the place to go is this little shop up by the market, and everything you want in here. watches, bags, masks. It's also the best place in Crewe to get your batteries in your watch done. We've got everything in here, so there's a hat for us. So don't forget to pop in, there's bound to be something you like. And if you want your watch battery doing, this is the place to come.